Shalom, this is your brother Tazaya Amar of GMS Valdosta, Georgia, coming out with another weekly lesson, and I pray that it be edifying. But first, we want to give all praises and glorifications to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Yekakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone, for teaching us the true knowledge of these scriptures. I want to say Shalom and Ahab to all the Archiums and Akwas that are striving and thriving in this same 100% true doctrine. Shalom. Today's lesson is pretty much based upon what happened in the current event with Michael Jamal Warner, better known as Theo of the Cosby. And with that being said, I don't know whether it was a premonition or just a coincidence. But this past Sunday, when we fellowship and camp with the brothers in Lake City and the brother from Jacksonville. And we did it in Jacksonville. We camped in Jacksonville, Florida. And after the camp, we all went to the beach. And mind you now, this is the same day that Michael Jamal Warner drowned it. And I would compare to tell the brothers to be wary of the riptides. And I explained it, the best that I could. And the dangers, that that exists with those riptides. As we all already heard of how the riptides probably snatched that brother out beyond his capability of swimming back, or it held him underwater long enough for him to drown. That's the dangers of riptides and the undertow, the undercurrent. And as I say, I was compelled to tell the brothers about this. We're not knowing that this had happened to Michael Jamal Warner, probably minutes, or I don't have a time stamp, but it was Sunday, the same day that he drowned it. And as I say, I don't know whether this was a premonition or just a coincidence. But I just had a bad feeling the whole while we was on the beach. And I was thinking about something my mother told me and my brother. We used to sneak and go swimming. Whenever I lived in Florida, we used to sneak and go swimming in those canals. And somehow or another, she found out about it. And as we was getting ready to go up under the switch, my younger brother told her, said, "Mom, we know how to swim." She said, "Those are the people that drown that know how to swim. People that don't know how to swim don't even get out there." Make a lot of sense, don't it? And with that being said, I'm going to go to the book of Acts, chapter 2, starting at verse 17. "And it shall come to pass in the last days, said the Most High Yahweh, I will pour out of my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see vision, and your old men shall dream dreams." As I say, I don't know whether it was a premonition for me to even bring that up, or was it just pure coincidence. But I had a strong feeling about it, though. And at the definition of premonition, it says a strong feeling that something is about to happen especially something unpleasant. And for whatever reason, I wasn't. Well, my concern wasn't so much for the brothers because they didn't. They just walked along the shoreline. But I still had, for whatever reason, I still had to bring it out, the fact of the danger of those riptides. And that's what puzzling me. Why did I tell? Why was I so adamant of bringing out the danger of those riptides? And they wasn't. They didn't even get in the water. They was just walking along the shoreline. Okay, something to think about. Matter of fact, I've been thinking about it ever since I heard about Michael Jamal Warner. Our next scripture is going to be the book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see vision. Once again, the book of Joel and the book of Acts. They are agreeing with each other that in the last days, that sons and your daughters shall prophesy, old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see vision. And with that being said, I'm going to close out. All praises and glorification goes to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Yekakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, the GMS, Great Millstone, for teaching us the true knowledge of these scriptures. I want to say Shalom and Ahab to all the Akron and Akwa that are striving and thriving in this same true doctrine. Shalom.